This episode is brought to you by Monkey Nutrition. You're here this weekend and you're going to teach, 80, 100 people at your seminar, and it sounds like you will continue to do this. You're walking the earth like Cain and teaching people all of these things. How far is the human race now behind where they should be when it comes to movement? I know you've said that the fitness industry never impressed you in the past. You said it's a limited world with many problems, a polluted world. How bad are we off right now as humans with the fitness industry, and where do you come in?
Yeah, there is things have been the order of things have been disrupted. We don't think of ourselves as movers, human beings, but we think of ourselves as specialists. And I kind of created this small phrase to describe it, where Homo sapiens, bigger than Homo motus, is bigger than Homo specialitas. So the Homo sapiens, first, you're a human being. Second, you're a mover. Mike Tyson needs to squat down to lift his child off the floor. And then you're a specialist. And these first two layers, many times they're not addressed. And so we are lacking, many specialists are lacking as human beings. And you see it.
They go straight to specialism.
They're just lacking the tools of different layers. It's not addressed. So some of the biggest douchebags out there are specialists in the top of their field. They're just not good human beings.
Okay. Does that have anything to do with the path they took to get there?
Yeah, 100%. It's just a lot of focus on a different layer. Then as movers, they also suck at. You believe, like an amazing boxer like Roy Jones Jr. is an amazing mover. Not necessarily. Maybe he's not the best example because he can still do some things. I saw him playing basketball pretty nice, but still, as a mover, I'll tell you, it's not enough. I don't think he's a great mover, and etc.
What else? Certain sports you see where you're like, they're just not a great mover.
Yeah, it's very common. Most sports are like that because most sports have lost sight of what's important. Most sports were there to serve the movement layer.
Right.
The movement world was the biggest universe around it. And then we created all these sports, and then the sports created the world of fitness.
Right.
And in a way, it always existed in various levels, but when I take a very black and white kind of point of view, that's what you see. Nowadays, the world of fitness is the bigger world. There are more people doing shitty fitness out there than people actually doing martial arts, dancing, moving, rock climbing, I don't know what.
Which is different than 20, 30 years ago. That wasn't the case.
Yeah, for sure, yeah. And it all comes, the golden era of bodybuilding and our physical culture have taken this, turns, and the media served that thing. And we took on this aesthetic thing, and we tried to reverse engineer a capable body and kind of put on ourselves the aesthetic of it, but we're left with nothing. It leads you to being sick, incapable, depressed, where you have these crazy bodies, they can't do nothing.
I mean, look at 50 years ago, go on a beach, and then go now, you're going to see it's like different human beings, right? It's almost like different creatures.
Yeah, 100%.
So you see people in the top of their fields that are specialists that are douchebags and not they don't know how to move, is what you're saying.
Yeah, they're not very good with movement, not on a very human layer where the patterns that you must do daily, you're going to lay in a bed, sounds funny, but many people can't lie down these days. For example, the average IFBB pro bodybuilder needs to use like 6 pillows to get comfortable at night. So, dear friends, you've made a terrible mistake. You have made a terrible mistake. You took yourself, and you're immobile. You've trained yourself out of mobility, out of movement. You slept on these aesthetics that are degradable as well. You sacrificed health, and you can't fucking move.
This week on London Real, we have astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson.
I wake up every morning astonished that an astrophysicist can have 1.7 million Twitter followers.